everybody, welcome back to IP Farms. Well, it's another day here. It's a little overcast, slight chance of a shower. We sure need some. Anyway, while we got some time, we're going to work on the 8200 John Deere drill. 18 disc openers. It's got 3 new ones on it, newer. They're close enough to the spec that I'm not going to replace them. So I've got to do 15. We talked about how wore out they are, the problems and issues that I had in the oat patch, and we're not going to, deal with that in the wheat because I still have a whole lot of sod out there. I'm hoping the line breaks some of it down, and I've got a couple more weeks before we're actually going to plant, so fingers crossed, work it up some more. But anyway, I'll bring you along for a little bit of it. We'll show you what the discs look like. It's basically just taking that off, pull the bolt out, bearing, all one unit. You can buy it in separate pieces. You can buy the bearing, the keeper, and the disc and all that, but I'm just going to buy as one unit and not have to worry about dealing with the rivets or anything. Just like I said, taking that off, stick the bolt through it, and roll on. So let's see what we can get into. Okay, well, there's really no good place to put you guys. We'll get a clip or two of pulling a couple of them off, or one anyway. I'm gonna bore you with it's the same old, same old. I put a wrench on a couple of the nuts, naturally the one I go to first. This is loose, like almost getting ready to fall off. We'll pull it off first. So basically, just the nut, and that's it. I mean, it comes out. So you've got your I guess that's, I don't know if that'll come with a new one. I certainly hope so, because that's wore. I don't know what that is really. I guess that's the spacer. I think that comes with a new one. I gotta double check. But so I don't have to worry about the rivets and stuff here. You can replace the bearing in there. I've got to figure out. That's a good question. Look how bad that I don't know if the camera's picking that up. You can see, maybe. Alright, well, let me get some more off here and I'll bring you back. Well, upon further inspection, that I guess that collar's made to be at an angle like that, because it really doesn't spin. The bolt tightens up, and it's got a flat side in there that the bolt holds, so this doesn't spin. I don't know, it's got like a little dust cover. I'm gonna have to double check that and see if I can get those separate or if they come with it. But anyway, so let's see. Alright, came across this. I'm not sure if this is from the oat patch or here, but there's a stick that's wedged in between that opener and the seed tube. And that stick is probably about 1 inch around, 7/8 to 1 inch around. So, in the oat patch, when I did it and rushed through all that with the sod and still had a lot of roots and stuff in it, things like that were what were really messing me up. So that's what we're hoping to get away from. But I thought I'd show you that so it'd make more sense. Just let me get the rest of these off. I'm not going to put you back on high speed. And then we'll lay them all out, and I'll show you what they look like, compared. Well, we got them all off. I believe somebody has replaced the bearings and not the disc, because the bolts sure do look newer, and the bearings themselves feel quite tight compared to what these openers look like. So, and there's a reason for that, I'm sure, because this stuff is expensive. I think these two are the smallest. Sorry about the shadows, guys. We're at about 9 3/4 inches on that one. This is one of the better ones, and it's about 11.5. So average is 10 to 11. They're supposed to be 13. But I wanted to show you, like this one here. Look at this. If the camera's picking that up. Look at the how thin it is, and it's folded over. I mean, that was just grabbing the chunks of that grass that night and just having a field day with it, which there was still rocks and stuff out there. So as thin as these things are, it's the wonder the oats even came up, honestly. But I knew all this ahead of time and just forgot about it, so we're alleviating the problem now. Let me turn you around here a minute and I'll explain why we're only doing 15. Well, guys, try not to babble too much. I'll give you a little rundown on the money situation about the repair bill here. These things are about $70, $72 a piece, not counting shipping. I need 15 of them. You can buy them a little bit cheaper through John Deere, buying the bearing, the covers, the rivets, all that other stuff, and piece it together. But this is one time I'm going to put a dollar sign on my time. I don't have 5, 6, 7 hours to drill and grind all these rivets out and put them back. I'd rather just order it in, pay a little bit more, put the one bolt in, put the nut on, and I'm finished. The drill's in exceptionally good shape. Other than that, we got the skipping issue worked out. You know, all the seed tubes are in good shape. The little, I call them regulators where the seed drops down in is good. Inside the drill is perfect. I need to paint the outside, but I've been keeping it covered up, so you know, hopefully at some point we'll get it lean-to put it in. But 15 times $71, $72 in shipping, that's not pennies on the dollar for Nelson. So I've been dreading it. I've been putting it off as long as I could, and I'm not gonna lie, I looked around for another drill, but with these things, every one of them is either gonna be rusted out or it's gonna need exactly what this one needs plus some, and then I'm gonna have to pay that upfront money, because Scott did me a solid when he traded me this for the straw chopper way back. He knew what I was gonna get into one day down the road when I got ready for it. It's been about pushing 3 years now since I've got it. It did plant oats. It did a really good job considering what I showed you with these disc openers. So we're gonna put some love and attention in it. Thank you again, Cousin Scott, for it. And you know, I'll be into it for some money, but a whole lot less than if I started over and had to buy one on my own. So I'll bring you back when we get the new parts in, and we'll stick them on, and probably just be a little short video on rebuilding the disc openers on a John Deere 8200. Stay tuned, guys. I hate to keep talking while these video clips are going, but I'm gonna have to replace one of these. I think one leaks pretty good, or it did the other day when I had the disc hooked up. Well, at first it did. I didn't check it afterwards. Oh, and I gotta show you guys something on the offset and the finished disc that's directly farmer related. I think that piece is threaded. It's like maybe for a 5/16 bolt. So find a bolt for it, I guess. It's gonna be pretty slick if this works. I've seen these on other pieces of equipment. I never really knew what they were, how it worked. But I mean, it makes sense. So hopefully you can see that, but we'll set that wherever we need to. When that moves down, then that'll hit that cutoff. Nice people out here on the highway. All right, let me see if I find a bolt. Well, that actually did work. I think if you keep hammering on it, it would probably go down further, but as far as simple stop on the stick on the tractor, it worked great. So we'll get the new disc openers on there, and we can adjust that. And like I said, if something goes haywire, it does have a little drip, but if it doesn't work out great or whatever else, I mean, I can always put cylinder stops on that one, but we can always change the cylinder back to the other one if we need to. So I got to see if I can find something to make that little rod right there that I lost last year. So let's get started on that. Well, I have no idea what it is, but I found it over here in the old shed. It's something my grandpa's. I bent this right here first. Can cut that off. I'm gonna go back to this weld, whatever this is. Cut it there and then bend that, trim it down. And I've got plenty enough to make several more. I think that's gonna be pretty cool. Something grandpa had laying around, probably off an old sand pump or something. We use it on the grain drill to plant wheat. I like it. Alright, we're gonna try to adjust this a little bit. It's got putting my rod in a bind, so it's really riding on the cotter pins. I don't see a reason for it. I mean, this is just a back and forth motion, so should kind of be in line, in my opinion. So that might have been what was causing the issue. I don't know, we're gonna try it. Can't hurt anything. Yeah. At least I know where the marks are if I need to move it back, but I mean, that's not getting in the way of anything. And let's see. Here's my new piece. I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah. I mean, it looks like to me that would be let's see, it's up now, so it's going to go down. So yeah, looks like to me they would need to be in line. Maybe that's just I don't know, we'll see, but we're gonna put them in line anyway. It can't hurt anything. And there's the final product. So we're in line now. This bar moves up or down, kicks the spring there, and engages the teeth. Like I said, I may have already said it a couple times, but I'll throw a video up where I replaced these gears and how wore they were. Alright, we'll put the other side back together and move on. Completely off subject, but in true farmer fashion. Bearing out. That one's okay, so I'm gonna have to replace the bearings in this gang. Can't expect something to last forever, especially when you get it for pennies on the dollar, but I got one more round I need to make with it to work in the fertilizer before we drill the wheat, and if I can make it through that, we'll give it some love and attention this winter. I think I'm gonna have to put some bigger 14-inch tires on it. These got me by, but I need to get it picked up off the ground a little bit more for the 180. So, well, the gift fairy came given. They resemble more of 50-cent pieces than they do pennies. They're awful big, but that's fine. Man, that came quick. Give you a little side-by-side comparison here, which that is one of the smaller discs, and I just noticed this morning how it's wore more on one side. I think that actually sit in the ground and rusted off more than it was used, but big difference. Herschel is the brand. I got them through Shoop. This is a different part number than what I punched in, but it's the right item. So it says their part number is B45-3084. So I think what it was I was using a Shoop part number. It must cross over. But I called Herschel in the beginning and they didn't have enough, or they were on back order or something. I can't really remember now, but anyhow, I want to show you that, guys. I'm not gonna bore you with putting them on. I'll stick them on there. We'll get a shot of it afterwards, and probably say the drill will be ready for wheat planting then. Well, the sun's probably gonna be in your face, but there they are. All new disc openers installed. Everything is readjusted. The spacing is back where it needs to be. I had to readjust some of the springs. I had to move all the front braces there, pivot points, I guess you would say. I'll take you around here and show you what I'm talking about. All those I had to readjust and get right so that my discs were the right width. I think over the years as stuff wore, people just kept adjusting it and adjusting it to try to make up for different things. So should be ready to go now, I would think. Alright, we're gonna call this one, guys. I'm pretty tired, still haven't got hardly any of my energy back after all this, but piddle when I can. Hopefully you enjoyed the video on the drill. I know I got a little long-winded the other day in the clips, but got all the openers on today. I've got everything readjusted, the heights, spacing, everything. I feel 100% confident that that unit will put some nice wheat seed in the ground this year. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the packer with the finished disc. A couple people had mentioned that. I already have a hitch on the disc and it'll save me. So I'll put out the fertilize, we'll disc that in and be packing it as well, get everything nice and smooth. We'll drill into it, see what happens. If we need to pack it again, we will. If not, hopefully we'll get to sit back and watch the wheat grow through the fall and next spring for sure. So got a lot more coming down the ladder, guys. Once we get the wheat in the ground, of course, that'll probably put a stop to the field work for a little while as the winter comes along, but we've got projects out to yin yang. Glenda's needs a lot of work. The heads for Glenda need a lot of work. We got a lot of work to do to the dump truck, so you know, shop work, like I said, but I hope you guys will enjoy it and continue to follow on the journey with me. We're getting there one step at a time. So that being said, if any of you is interested in any merchandise, I'll put a link in the description to Mad Moose Designs IP Foreign hat, shirts, and decals. And we'll see what happens over the next couple days, guys. Until then, thank you.